Hello, everybody. Today is Thursday and it's 12:30 p.m. and it's a good time for us to welcome all of you to this live Q&A show with the attorney Margaret W. Wong, who has been working on the immigration field for over 40 years. And actually, Ms. Wong has been working only on this field for several years. She has maybe looked around for criminal law related to immigration and some other kind of processes that you can do with immigration. But she has specialized for all these 40 years in the immigration field. And not many people can do that. I have known a lot of attorneys that have been jumping from one side to the other, trying here, trying there, trying in the immigration or criminal cases or accidents. And well, they decide not to do immigration because they say it's really hard, it's really emotional. Not everybody can do that. It's heartbroken sometimes, but also, well, attorneys like Ms. Wong have the experience and have the ability to remain in this field, which is one of the hardest in the United States. So let's welcome our head attorney, attorney Margaret W. Wong, and feel free to ask your immigration questions. Don't be shy. Write down your question, and she will be happy to answer your immigration needs. How are you doing today, Ms. Wong?
I'm very good. Thank you, Mr. Juan.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And well, today is the end of October. We are on October the 28th. Just 3 more days to end this month, and then we will have just 2 more months in this year 2021, and then will be 2022. Um, so what is the most important thing that we should know at this point? What is going on with the immigration comprehensive reform presented by the US government, and what is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen with this proposal that has been pending for about 9 months?
Right. Right now, there's absolutely no information, no triggering of rumors regarding comprehensive reform. I don't even think it's on the table anymore. Right now, I think the best we can hope for after this infrastructure bill and the $1 billion and the billion millionaires, there's only 720 billionaires, and all the millionaire taxes. Once I think they finish that negotiation, then hopefully they'll come back with immigration. But the more important question is the southern border. What are we going to do about it with all these people trying to come in? Do we do one of those? The liberal media and the Fox station and stuff like that. They're arguing, oh, you cannot open door. America is never about opening doors. We only accept people who have an asylum claim. So the southern border is more a major problem now than actually immigration reform. And we need that immigration reform because right now people are suffering. I've seen so many mental health issues. Women continue being abused by their spouses because they feel the spouses are American citizens, they can protect them. I've seen these kids who came when they were very young. They have one DUI, when they were 14 or 15, and even now that their DACA is being canceled. So there's a lot of sufferings in my world. So I do plead with the American public, with our president, with anybody who listens and is interested in immigration, to really push the agenda of helping people in America and not just those people from the southern border who tries to come in. And mind you, there's also people that wants to come from the northern borders, but for some reason, because northern people are white, they're Canadians, it's a richer country, that they don't bother with them. They're more bother with the southern people. But we need reform. That's so important. We need some new law. And as President Biden said, we don't mind if we do a piecemeal, but give us something. Because we are taxpaying, we are doing very well. And our kids are growing up, and it's really a shame how we are treated.
Yes, and that's true. And a lot of people that work in the United States have the workforce of this country, And well, we should have maybe a better option of how to get an immigration relief. And that's why we talked to an immigration attorney just like you, Ms. Wong. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge about this. So we have a question, and is this person is saying, um, okay, do you work? No, this is the question. I want to get refugee status and get out from this territory. Um, this looks like a weird comment, Ms. Wong. I think it's just a racist person sending this comment. So I'm going to forget about this one. Do you guys work with VAWA cases? If yes, email me or let me know how I can do that.
Yes, we work with Wawa cases, but as a lawyer, I think we cannot solicit business. So you have to email us and tell us your problems. And that's why we're in private practice, because we get to choose who we want to represent and what we could do. We're not like electricians and plumbers that oh, you have the money, you can pay us. I mean, that's my pet peeve. People always say, oh, Mrs. Wong, why couldn't you do this for me? Why couldn't you do that for me? I'm willing to pay you. But sometimes money doesn't solve everything. It's love that you want to do it.
Yes, and thank you so much for this answer, Ms. Wong. And yes, this person is asking about VAWA. So this next question says, um, K2 visa from PH to USA. How can I do it?
Okay, K2 is the children under 21 of K1. You could do a K1 visa as long as you're under 21 and your mom or dad got the US citizen sponsorship as a fiance. That differs from K3 and K4, that the American citizen already married your mom or your dad and you come as a K4. In order to come as a K4, the marriage has to start before you were 18. That's why a lot of people, instead of marrying, they do the K1 because the child is already over 18 but under 21. So that's a very important. I'm glad you asked this question. Always remember, if the child is under 21 but over 18, do K1 or go there, marry him and her or him, and do the I-130 for both to protect their age. All right. On the other hand, if it's a child under 18, you need to marry the mother or the father before the 18-year-old to create a step relationship so the kid can come as a K3 or K4. Normally, I always advise K4 and K2 are complicated because K visa cannot adjust in America. So, for example, the kid came one day before 21, but now by the time they marry after 90 days, the kid is over 21. Those are more complicated cases. So if the marriage happened before 18, that doesn't hurt to try to come to America before the child is 21. That solves the K2 and K4 issue. Those are more complicated. K is a weird visa. It really is a new law that started in after 2000, saying that marriage cases are taking so long so you can come as a fiance. And then it's just like the church visas. In years ago, you can only do ministry. Now you can also do church cases when you're a brother or a nun, so you don't need to serve as a minister. Those are vocational. So a lot of new laws are coming in for different scenarios.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this answer. And don't forget that you can call 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. This person says, I am a flight attendant from Poland. Can I apply for a work visa in the United States to work as a flight attendant?
Right. I presume you come to America on a CD visa, on a short-term tourist visa. If you came on a CD, which is a flight and crewman, so we have crewmen from water and flight people from air. So those are C and D visa. You cannot adjust status or even file asylum in and in C and D visa category. Also, Poland is slowly becoming EU, and not that I still remember one of my first cases in Cleveland, Ohio, is when a crewman. We had a lot of Polish crewmen jump ship in the 60s and 70s, early 70s, because of the whole communist regime. Now Poland is becoming good. So I presume the question is, if you're here on a CND visa, you cannot adjust or do anything, but you can always get a work permit and go back to American Embassy in Poland. If you're Hungarian Polish, you can get a Hungarian passport and come on a visa waiver. That's why a lot of Polish people, they get the Hungarian passport, because in olden days, they go back and forth, back and forth. Another way to do it is if you're lucky enough to come back and forth a few times on a CND, go back to American Embassy in Poland or wherever you are, apply for a tourist visa. CND visa only allows you a few days in America because it's a stop from a cruise or from the flight. B visa, they allow you normally 6 months. From a B visa, you can adjust that to a H1B or some sort of working visa. So it depends on the kind of visa you come in. I would get the B visa, and then you can adjust status in America. C and D, you cannot adjust.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this answer. And don't forget that the phone number is 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984. Ms. Wong will be in the city of Atlanta on November the 3rd, which is next Wednesday. And she will be in Columbus, Ohio, which is November the 4th. On the 3rd, she will be in Atlanta. On the 4th, she will be in Columbus, Ohio. And you can make your appointment just calling this phone number, 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984 is the phone number that you need to call. But she also has offices in 9 cities of the United States: Atlanta, Chicago, Cleveland, Columbus, Minneapolis, Memphis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. And the phone number is just one: 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984. The next question, Ms. Wong, is the following. It's my green card.
There are two types of green card. You either get the conditional green card. So if you do an investment visa of $500,000 or 900,000, you get a 2-year green card. If you marry an American citizen, you get a 2-year. But if you marry a green card holder, you get a 10-year, right? So there are 2-year green card. To extend the 2-year green card, you file the 751 to extend to a 10-year green card if it's a marriage case or an abuse case. You file for the investment visa to get rid of the 2-year green card to get a 10-year green card. You file the 829. That's a 2-year. That's another kind of green card that you need to do extension. There's a 10-year green card for ID purposes. You do the I-90. So go to the uscis.gov. You either file the I-90 for the 10-year green card to extend another 10 years, or you file the 751 to extend it for the marriage case, or the 829 for the removal of the 2-year green card for investment visas.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And we're receiving a lot of questions from our social media. So thank you so much for asking these questions to the attorney Margaret W. Wong. The phone number is 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984. Good afternoon. Can I bring my siblings? I am U.S. born citizen.
Yes, you can. The form to fill is I-130 from the uscis.gov. The promise is a family 4 cases taking 12 to 15 years, except if you're from Mexico, it takes 25 years. So another way to invite them is to maybe have them come on a tourist visa, come on a H-1B if they have university education, or come even as a perm green card. That takes about 2.5 years, except if you're from China and India. It takes about 10 years for Indians and about 4 or 5 years for the Chinese. So there are other ways to do it, but definitely do the the I-130 now to protect priority. The lines are getting longer and longer, and more people are waiting in line.
Yes, that's true, and that's why it's taking longer and longer. And you need to talk to a good attorney, just like our attorney Margaret W. Wong, who has been working on this field for over 43 years, and more years coming, more years ahead for us to work with the attorney Margaret W. Wong. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. This question comes through our inbox, and it says, "Hi, I am a lawyer from India. I have a law degree. Can I file I-140? I came here on 2015 as a B1, B2."
Very good question. Parallel track. I came on a tourist visa. I probably expired. That means I have no visa. On this side, how can I stay here legally or undocumented without a green card? The way to do it, yes, you can file the I-140, but as a lawyer, you need to file the perm, unlike nurses. Doctors, lawyers, we need to file the perm. It takes about 7 months to a year. Then you file the I-140. But nurses, you file straight to an I-140. So the answer is yes, you can file the I-140, but get the perm first and get the I-140. But the next question is, am I in status? So look at non-immigrant visas versus immigrant visa. I'm here on a tourist visa because you couldn't extend tourist visas for 6 years. So you either now have an F1 or a student visa F1 or a working visa H1. If you don't have any, you could still file the perm and the I-140. The question is, how do we get your work permit and a green card because you're out of status? So that's another thing. So as a lawyer, I just wonder, why do you stay here undocumented? Was there any reason why your country wants to persecute you? Do you have a good asylum claim? So why didn't you file within a year? Because normally professional people like us, the good lawyers, doctors, unless it's like a love marriage or a caste marriage or something from India, we don't overstay here. So something bad happened, maybe look at that claim. If not, if you leave the country, you cannot come back for 10 years.
Okay, and thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for being so clear with this answer. But please, if you want more information, you can call directly to the office, and you can find a date and a city where you can go and make an appointment with the attorney Margaret W. Wong. So the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. The next question is, um, I have European passport and would like to move to the US.
You could do I don't mean to cut you off, Mr. Juan, so we can
No
answer
problem.
more questions. Definitely, you can file L1 visa. When you say European, depends, I presume at EU. L1 visa, the whole world could, but right now, because of the American relationship with India and China, it's getting very difficult from those two countries, but those are not EU. So you can either come as an L1, depends on how big the job is. If you were executive managerial, you come as L1A. If you are a proprietary knowledge, you come as L1B. Then depends on where you're from. If you're from Poland, Russia, European countries, Eastern Europeans, Bulgaria, Macedonia, most of them also come under J1, then you don't need to pay so much legal fees. So the L1 is only good for the 1 year, and then afterwards you can do it. So L1A is good for 7 years, L1B is good for 5 years. Another way is if you are from an EU country, you can get a green card very fast because you have executive manager. If you make more than about 85 to 100,000 a year in America, you're probably executive managerial, you can get a green card about a year and a half. That's an L1. But then another scenario, what happened if I came to America with my European passport and it's good for 1 year? In the meantime, after 9 months, the company is not happy, they fired me. Now, because you did not get into the H1B lottery, you're really stuck because L1 people, most of them have degrees. It's easy for you to get jobs because L1 people are smart, So the question is, what do we do? So you may want to change it back to a student visa, H1B, but H1B, you need to get into lottery in February and then do the H1B in April and then get the H1B by October 1st. Then you have to leave the country and come back. That's L1 itself is not difficult. It's just with the world economy all going down, if I couldn't protect my job and I lose my L1 before I got my green card, then what do I do? That's more the question then how do I get an L1? L1 is not difficult.
Yes, and that's actually the next question, if I'm not wrong, Ms. Wong. L1 for a small company, the first approval is
One
given for
year.
one
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. It's not so much the 1 year or 3 years, is if the branch office in America is established and already have people working, then you can actually get 3 years. But they do look at the volume of business. So if you want 3 years, make sure the branch office in America or the owner company in America files more than a year tax return and has a healthy tax return. If not, it's easier to get 1 year, and it's also more feasible to get 1 year because American embassy overseas is stringent. They don't want to give you 3 years and come to America just to come to America and say you want to do an L1. So they want to monitor you, give you a 1 year. So by 6 months, you need to do an extension. So we'll need tax return for that 6 months, and it's hard. I mean, how are we going to build a business to hire 2 or 3 more people in 6 months? Even as an American, we could do it. So, but that's a very good question. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And don't forget that Ms. Wong is traveling across the country, and the phone number so that you can make your appointment is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. And you can make your appointment. Ms. Wong is coming to Atlanta on November the 3rd, which is next Wednesday, and she is receiving some consultations in Cleveland. You just need to call and find out where her schedule is for in person appointments. Also, in Columbus, Ohio, she will be on November the 4th, which is next Thursday. So please give us a call. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Ms. Wong, the next question is from a Venezuelan person. It says, "Hi, I am from Venezuela. I applied Venezuelan TPS with my wife. She received the receipt and did her biometrics, but I did not receive nothing. Why is that?"
I hope you filed one separate each. I have some people, they file the 821 and the 751 together. Each of you have to have separate 821 and 765. You will get something, but if you're worried, I will call the bank, whoever wrote, I don't know if you use a personal check or money order, call the money order place, show them your receipt, of the money order or the certified check or something, and ask them, did they get a canceled check, and look at the back. That's how the receipt number should be at the back. Now you go to the web or call immigration and say why. But the receipt should come and the fingerprint should come. But sometimes it's just weird. But you will get it because husband and wife, you came before March. You should get it. The deadline for Venezuela is March or May. March, right?
It's March the 8th,
Okay, got it.
2021.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes, we did a Facebook Live on that day right after they announced the TPS, and a lot of people were excited about it. So it's good news. But yeah, people are still trying, and it was extended. The deadline was until September 5, 2021, and they extended that for 1 year. So it's now September 2022. So if you did not do it and you entered before March the 8th of this year, you can call the attorney Margaret W. Wong, and she will be able to help you in your immigration case. If you are from Venezuela, you can still apply for the TPS. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. This person is saying, please don't say my name. I got hit from the back in 2 years ago, and I called the police because the accident was a little hard. Then they got me arrested because I didn't have a driver's license, and now I am outside. I had to pay the bond. But now, what is going to happen with me? I'm still waiting for the court, but I am afraid that I can miss the court, or that they could have a removal order against me, and I don't know that. I have been
Okay.
looking for information, but I haven't found anything.
Okay, there is an 800 number that you can call, and you just dial one, it's just I do it so often. There's also a web address that you can just punch it in and check it. Put in your A number. Sometimes the reason why you did not get the NTA or the first the master calendar hearing is because the NTA was never filed with court, because ICE give you the, so when, oh, that's really not fair. When the accident, the police, that was Trump, when the police people call ICE, the ICE people gave you an NTA just to scare you because it's their boss. I mean, they have to give you something, but they may not have filed it with the court. So there's an 800 number that you can call, and we'll give you later. I have it actually on my cell, but I don't have it here. Um, if the A number is no match, that means that your case is not in court. Don't worry about it. Even if you go to court, there is defenses. Don't give up. Take care of your health, and maybe you can do a U visa, because if someone hit you, when you say you were hit, I don't know if you're a passenger in a car or you're driving a car, or better yet, you are walking on the street. So if that person actually get a ticket, doesn't look it because they arrested you instead of him. That's not fair. See whose fault it is. See if you can even do a U visa. You make lemonade from lemon, but don't give up. This is not fair. You just have to fight the world, you know. And it is hard. That's why I said we need immigration reform. Sometimes, even though it's not fault of our own that that we're driving. I mean, of course we drive with a lot of license. It's not my fault. They don't give it to me a driver's license, you know. But now New York, New Jersey. I'm pushing Ohio, but right now they're not listening because Ohio remains a Republican state. Maryland, Virginia, Chicago, they all give driver's license. California, New Mexico, they're giving driver's license to people with no papers. And it's really smart of them because they're recruiting people to live there. Right now, there's a shortage of workers. The more people like us that can get driver's license there and can work there, I mean, we cannot work because with no papers, but at least we can get a driver's license. And I think American mainstream doesn't know how important that driver's license is to people like us. When my children are sick, I have to bring them to emergency. I go to work every day. I don't have money for Uber. We have to get a driver's license. You know, we have to drive. And people like us, we get tickets all the time. You know, we pay $600. Atlanta sometimes is like $800 for driving without a license. They make a lot of money from us. If you go to the web, like
Actually, 700.
Municipal Court, 700, right? Oh my gosh! You know, if you get 3 driving without a license a year, they make money from us. And what else could they make money from? And just remember, if they give us even a yearly driver's license, costs us $80, they make $80 from us, each of us. Can you imagine how much money they make? It's a win-win situation. And they also pushes us to look at to rise above being undocumented, because if I have a driver's license, they can monitor me. They'll look at me and say, am I filing tax return? Am I a criminal because I broke into a home? Show me the driver. Right now, I ran because I'm scared, because if I don't, I'm illegal. And if someone hurt me, I want to report to police. Then that person can go to report to hurt other people. In fact, I'm doing some rape cases now that the same guy were hurting other people because they know people like us, women like us, we're not going to report. We're scared because what happens if I report and now they pay? It's just like this person, you know? That's not nice.
Yeah, that's true, Ms. Wong. Thank you so much for this answer. And we have time for one more question. This person says, I have been in the United States for 9 years. I have a daughter, which is 8 years old. She's healthy, and I entered on a B1, B2 visa, but I would like to have insurance. How can I get a work permit? I am from Brazil, and I am not 100% healthy.
That's very good. There is a case that say if you've been here more than 10 years, even though the US citizen child is healthy and is 8 years old, but if the mother or the father is unhealthy, then you can still do a 10-year cancellation case. The hardship is to the child, but the child needs the parent to help the parents stay in America and keep the parents healthy, so the parents in turn can stay to help him. That's a very famous case on that. So maybe wait for 1 more year and see what happens, and maybe you qualify for that 10-year cancellation. Having health insurance, I don't know if you need health insurance or whatever insurance, but you do need a social security number. But there are certain insurance that you don't need a social. So for example, your spouse is working in a company, maybe with a tax ID number, but he has insurance. Maybe insurance law is state law. work permit and green cards are federal law. They're different laws from each other. I'm sure you can buy some insurance. If you have, I mean, just need to talk to a good agent and maybe look at the family circumstances and see, because insurance law is totally different from immigration law.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Wong. Yes, I think this person is more concerned about having a work permit and don't know the way how to do it. But thank you so much, Miss Wong, for all of your answers today. And it was awesome the amount of questions that we have received. And please don't forget that Miss Wong will be traveling across the United States. She will be in Nashville on November the 12th, Columbus, Ohio, November the 4th, and the city of Atlanta on November the 3rd. So please make sure that you set your appointment calling 216 279 3984, 216 279 3984. Thank you so much for having us, Miss Wong.
Thank you.
Thank you. And see you next time. Please stay safe on this weekend. Some of the cities are getting storms, snow storms in the north, and rainstorms in the center and south of the United States of America. So please stay safe and don't forget to call 216 279 3984, 216 279 3984.